speaking of standards of service, I wanted to bring up another thing, which would be something I never really encountered until I moved to Los Angeles, California, which is restaurants that during their daytime service have you wait in line to order, get a number, and then sit down. Have you come in contact with these?
Yes, I have, but mostly in LA. Actually, I feel like the ones I've been to have been in LA.
There's a lot.
I've been
in LA.
to Pine and Crane.
Yep, that's one.
All Time.
Mm-hmm.
And a few others.
Yeah.
And then you put in your thing, and then they're like, and just tip here. I'm like, there's that funny comedian. I know I'm bringing up so many people on the spot, but that funny comedian, I think Robbie is her name.
Yes,
where
Robbie.
She's like, you want me to tip 20% on this? At this point, I work here.
What's your take?
If I have to go up to order, I'm not tipping. Restaurants are all they're all self-serve now. So
0%.
Zero. At this point, I work there.
We all know tipping in America is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like, okay, well, I had to do all this, and you still want that?
And for me, it's like, you want to be a restaurant, be a restaurant. Sit me down for the price of food in LA as well. Like the price of a sandwich, let alone, like, God forbid you add avocado to it. But you want me to order that myself and then, put tip on that and everything. But then, because I guess my biggest thing is, if you want to be a restaurant, be a restaurant. Because if I'm waiting in line to order and then I have to get my own water from the big dispenser,
right?
You're a cafeteria. You're not a restaurant. And if you want to be a restaurant, if you want to serve restaurant prices, be a restaurant. Give me a waiter. And like, I just went to one yesterday, which is what's on the top of my mind. And the person I was
what was
dining
the name?
with,
Drag 'em.
Highly likely Highland Park.
Was it good food?
The breakfast burrito had whole cherry tomatoes in it, which did throw me. Like, that was not a good sensory experience. I was literally like picking them. It was a business lunch too. And I was like, sorry about this. And I'm like plucking them out one by one. And they're like exploding in my fingers as I put them down on the plate.
Were they cooked or raw?
They were warm because they were inside of this breakfast burrito.
Straight to jail.
And then what I'm saying is, I'm waiting in line in the hot sun. Nobody's coming along to bring menus. Like, so they want you to walk up to the front of the line, grab a menu, come back to your spot in line. But anyway, it's like, for me, the biggest thing is then, okay, I don't have a waiter. So when something is wrong, there's no one to turn to be like, hey, so sorry, could I actually get that ketchup that I asked for? Then in our case, the person I was dining with got served the wrong drink. And then the person was just gone. They dropped it and they were gone. And we were like, oh no, and like her drink actually went to somebody else who then was getting up at the same time to go back to the counter, and they had to switch drinks. What are we doing? What are we doing here? We're tipping on that. It's a cafeteria. That's my thoughts. Ladies, let's take a little visit to the Coffee Klatch, see what's percolating in pop culture. Katseye, they're coming out with a bunch of new music. What are our thoughts? Yes. Hands off, Gabriella.
Hands off, Gabriella. Gabriella, hands off, Gabriella.
I love Katseye. Do I stream their music? Not really. Am I all over the socials? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have been streaming Game Boy.
Oh,
and Gabriella. I like Game Boy a lot.
Gabriella is such an earworm. Like, from the first time I listened to that, I was like, ooh, that's going to be with me. I really like that one.
Personally, I'm not over Gnarly.
Not over it.
Love that.
Okay.
It was tough at first, and now I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
Took a few listens. Now I get it.
The dance is so cool. They do an amazing job on social media. They're very on it. They get it. With the dancing, the single cams, or the following one person throughout the dancing and whatnot, and get to know them. Do you have a favorite member?
Megan. It's my bias.
Really?
Love that girl down.
Really?
She's weird, but I love her.
I really enjoy, is her name Daniela?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love her.
That girl can dance.
She's a great dancer. I like her facial expressions too.
She does a great facial, she does a great performance while dancing, and she's an unreal dancer. So
yeah.
100%. I think she's very cool.
Do they have a song called Mean Girls off their album?
EP? Yes.
Oh, what's
just released?
What's an EP?
An EP is kind of like almost like a mini album where it's oftentimes I think artists put out EPs as a way to like delay an album. So when they get more fans from all the EPs and their debut album does better. I don't fuck with all the EPs everywhere. I'm like, put out an album.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I asked about the Mean Girls thing because didn't they have a member that you really like, Olivia, what's her name? Who she's now Adela. She's her own artist. Wasn't like Mean Girls a thing from that too?
I'd love to explain this.
Please do.
Adele has a song in which she says like, because she got labeled a mean girl after the documentary. And I think it might be just like kind of a coincidence because in the Cat's Mean Girl song, they're talking about all sorts of girls, like mean girls, queen girls.
Oh, right.
So it's like how every woman, no matter what they're labeled as, is like beautiful and worthy.
Aww.
I particularly love, they've got a line, God bless the Tea girls and all the in-between girls. So they're really just like, it's such like an all-encompassing song for women. It's so wonderful.
Oh, it's an outright like, support of trans people.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
What
that's
do they say?
fabulous.
God bless the Tea girls?
God bless the Tea girls and all the in-between girls. T for transgender girls.
Oh,
And
nice.
In between, non-binary, whatever you'd like. People who don't fit into one thing.
Are they getting backlash for that?
I haven't seen any, but the writer or producer of the song has shared online that while he was trying to sell it, a lot of artists wanted it, but they wanted to change that line specifically to take it out, and he refused to sell it to them.
I do like Katseye and that they still, because we grew up watching K-pop, and K-pop can be a very like produced, like they have to all say the right things, they have to all act a certain way. And I've liked about Katseye, like even watching them just be themselves with each other, they just like they like swear at each other, they joke with each other. They're still like being an American, like themselves, which I really like. I was afraid that they'd be more controlled, kind of always as we've seen in K-pop, but I like that they're kind of still holding on to that and being themselves. I enjoy that about them.
I think they're doing a good job of leaning into that, and capitalizing on the girls' personalities as individuals. Whereas I think maybe I'm wrong, but when people start to have like their favorites in traditional K-pop groups where they're so regimented, they still have to play a part. It's because the fans are finding the tiniest moments of these K-pop idols' personality on, paparazzi cams or little things they've said on videos, and they find those little bits and they run with it and they become their favorite idols. Whereas I think they're allowing the Katseye girlies to just be themselves, and people get to be fully, in this group and getting to know these women.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
What's huge is that 2 of the members have come out as bisexual.
Ah,
And we haven't really seen that in K-pop.
very exciting.
It is a like Christian country, and even like for the straight idols, like you can't even be seen dating.
Right.
Like it is so
Right.
Tight. It is, I don't know the right word, but I'm so excited that these girls are able to express themselves.
And they're doing a ton of promotion in Korea though too, because they're going on all like the shows, like all the SBS Gayo Daejeon or whatever it's called. Like they're doing it as well.
Like
So it's
the
kind of, I
weekly
wonder.
shows.
Yeah, the
weekly
weekly
music
shows.
shows
Yeah,
and stuff?
they're doing
Variety.
it up.
The variety shows, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Ah, very good. Good for them. Very exciting.
Love them.
Good for
They're
them.
changing the narrative, and they're dancing really well doing it.
I think this will just have to lead into a bigger K-pop conversation in one episode.